Rahman ar-Rahim. As we explained in our previous lesson, when it comes to the mawdu' and the mahmul, when it comes to the subject and the predicate in a qadiyya, in a predication, it is looked at in logic, it is looked at from different angles. In today's lesson, we are looking at it as far as the nature of the mawdu', as far as the tabi'ah of the subject. We're looking at the subject. For example, in the case of Zayd, as you know, in Arabic language, the example that is always given is Zayd, Amr, Bakr all the time in Arabic grammar. So it's not because it's my name that I'm choosing this example, but that's usually like in English they say John, for example. Yeah. So you are looking at the subject of and the nature of the subject in this qadiyya hamliya, in this predication proposition. We said qadiyya hamliya, haml here means predicates, where you are attributing the predicate to the subject. You are attributing the predicate to the subject. It is not a qadiyya shartiyya, which is based on there being a condition. If this, then this. No. Here we're talking about something different, which is the qadiyya hamliya. Right? Now, sometimes the subject is individual, it is specific, it is particular. In Arabic, we use the word juz'i. We use the word juz'i. Logic doesn't deal with juz'i matters. Logic only deals with universal matters. So, in this case, we are not going to be looking at the juz'i, but only going to be looking at the kulli. So when we say something like Zayd is standing up, Zaydun qa'imun, what's the mawdu' here? What's the subject here in Zaydun qa'imun? Zayd. What about the mahmul? Qa'im. What does qa'im mean? Standing up. So we are ihmiling al-qiyam ala Zayd, right? Qiyam is the predicate, Zayd is the subject. I'm saying it again and again and again because in 2 minutes if I ask what predicate means, someone's going to scratch their heads. What does predicate mean, ya Busi? Scratch your heads. Nisar, get off your phone. Oh, okay, fair enough. So, when we are looking at this whole issue of al-kulli wal-juz'i, one is going to be what we deal with in logic, and the other one has nothing to do, or not our area of focus when it comes to logic. Okay? This is, of course, very obvious, very straightforward. Why do we not deal with juz'i matters in al-qadaya al-hamliya? Because they're individual, because they're specific, because they're circumstantial. What's funny? Because they're circumstantial, right? It's not going to, you're not going to be able to extract a universal law from a specific circumstantial situation. What we are concerned about is understanding universal laws that we are able to use anywhere, anytime, anyhow, right? Okay? Hajj Mustafa, start reading, please. Third division.
Predication propositions based on the nature of the subject is divided into one, that which its subject is particular.
Particular, right next to it, juz'i. Try to add the Arabic terms next to it. It's going to make it easier for you. Obviously, you're more familiar with these kind of terminologies. So make sure that you add these things as well, right? So when we said a predication proposition, you can write al-qadiyya al-hamliya, because that's what it is. Predication proposition, qadiyya hamliya.
This is called an individual personal proposition, like Zayd is standing up, Zaydun qa'im. This kind of proposition is not involved in issues of knowledge and sciences. 2. That which its subject is universal.
كلي. Universal يعني كلي. Right? كلي. كلي means universal. Okay? Of course, kulli also has different types as well, right? So here we have to look at what are the types of kulli. There are three types of kulli. There are three types of kulli. One is kulli tabi'i, right? Anyway, carry on.
This is divided into A. That one the judgment in it is directed towards the subject.
That when the judgment is directed towards the applied individuals, that which, that when, of that, that which
the judgment in it
that of,
directed towards the subject in it.
yeah. Carry on.
Okay. Being universal and existing in the mind.
Okay, basically this means the judgment, يعني the hukum, is directed, is referring to the mawdu', in that mawdu' being kulli, right? That mawdu' being kulli. So the judgment that you're making, the relation that you are making is referring to the subject being kulli, whether that be in your mind, dhihni, or externally outside in external reality, right? And this type is called طبيعية, القضية الطبيعية. Anyway, carry on.
Regardless of its application, that exists in the external world, like a human is universal, a human is a species, a laughing person. This is called the natural mental proposition.
Yeah. A human is universal. Al-insan kulli. You're saying human. You're not looking at whether it be Amr or Zayd or Bakr or this or that. You're not looking at it if it's from this nationality or that nationality. No, you're looking at it as a universal being.
B. That when the judgment is directed towards the applied individual of the subject in the external, and the subject is only a mirror and title that reflects the individual.
So here you are not looking at the universality of the subject. You are looking at what the subject is applied to, the masadiq of the subject, right? The applied individuals of the subject only in the external, right? Right? Carry on.
This is of two kinds. First, the quantity of the individual of the judged subject is explained, and this is called confined or fenced. This is of two kinds, general and particular. General, the judgment is directed at all the individual that the subject is speaking about, like every human laughs, every animal walks.
Okay, so here we're looking at something that is kulli, that also reflects applied individuals of the subject, that reflects applied individuals of the subject. In the case of humans, we are looking at the universality of the applied individuals of a human being, where you can see that I'm looking at laughing of human beings, and that every human being, for example, laughs. Is this individual? Is it juz'i? No, it's not juz'i. It is kulli. Is it referring to the subject itself? No, it's referring to the applied cases of the subject of the mawdu' of al-insan. Right? Kind of.
Okay. So particular, the judgment is directed at some of the individuals that the subject is speaking about. Like some humans are actually righteous, some rulers are just.
So here, it's not like the first juz'i that isn't related to logic. Zaydun qa'im, Zayd is standing up. Here, it's also not very universal, because not every ruler is just, and not every human is an actual bil fi'l writer. Every human has potential to be a writer. Every human has potential to be a writer, but not in actuality, not bil fi'l, not in actuality, right? So that means that it's not going to be kulli. It's also not going to be juz'i in that first sense, which is not related to logic. What is it then? It is a qadiyya hamliya, but of a different type, which is juz'iyya. Subjects. Subjects, not predicates. Referring to what, sorry? No, they don't need to be referring to living things. They need to be referring to concepts. Some of them are mental in your mind. Some of them are external reality. Some rulers are just. Can that be kulli? Can't be kulli, purely kulli, right? But it is universal as well, right? Which means that it is applicable to more than one case, more than one situation, more than one individual. Carry on.
Second, the quantity of individuals judged are not explained. Like, a believer does not lie. And this is called an inattentive proposition, muhmala,
Muhmala.
muhmala, and it is similar to a particular. The judgment falls on the very nature of
Okay, repeat that again. Everyone understood number two?
So second, the quantity of individuals judged are not explained. Like, a believer does not lie. And this is called an inattentive proposition, and it is similar to a particular.
Right. So it is not that explained, but it is giving some kind of quality and attribution to what it is that the subject, the mawdu' is referring to, right? And of course, it is not a juz'i, but it is similar to a juz'i. Here, with al-kulli, it is divided into three types. In logic, al-kulli is divided into three types. One is kulli tabi'i. Write this down, please. Who doesn't know how to write Arabic? Typical Afghans. Yusuf's Afghan as well. Yusuf, ya Arabi. Why? Sayyid Nisar has an excuse. He's non-Arab, right? You're from the chosen people, right? Why don't you know how to write Arabic? Kulli tabi'i. Everyone writing. All right. Copy of her. Copy of her. Put the tissue down. You're writing with tissue? Kulli tabi'i. You have the copy of someone else as well? Okay. Kulli. Tabi'i. We have to delete these racist things from the recording, by the way, later on. Kulli tabi'i, kulli mantiqi. We all listening, brothers, sisters. And kulli aqli. Okay? We've explained tabi'i, we've explained mantiqi, now we're explaining aqli. Right? Okay. Hassan, turn off the air conditions, please. شبيه هذا؟ The other one is on as well. You have to go closer. They don't have air conditions in Lebanon, that's why. Oh, you sorry, no racism, sorry. Everyone listening here, I've got edit a lot, huh?
Well, are you going to upload this on the series? Let's say.
Yeah, inshallah. Okay, here. Hassan, go closer over there and turn it off. Hi, speak. Hi, go closer. Go closer. Yalla, Hajj Mustafa, read, please.
C. The judgment falls on the very nature of the subject as it is, without observing its individual application. Like saying, a human being is rational. And this is called a real proposition, قضية حقيقية. And the judgment is applicable to all its existing individuals, even though supposing so. This is the demonstrative argument proposition used in intellectual sciences.
Assent. So the most important thing that was really relevant to us in ilm al-Mantiq is the last one, where the judgment that you are making is referring to the nature of the topic. Sorry, nature of the subjects, not looking at, for example, any situation here or there. In itself, as it is, as it says here, as it is, right? Like saying, al-insanu natiq, right? And that's why it's referred to as a real proposition, as a qadiyya haqiqiyya, right? Inshallah, the other types of divisions of qadaya we will have in our next lesson. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.